Hi legends, how is everyone doing after a wonderful weekend? Here on a Monday, crazy, absolute crazy price action. We pumping, we dumping, we pumping, as per the thumbnail, really confusing. It looked like we were having a breakout here to the upside. Then we took a dump, and now we're pumping insanely again. Can we make sense of the price action here today? Welcome to the live stream. Let's analyze the price of Bitcoin here together and try and identify those high probable trading scenarios. We took a couple of successful trades last week. We shorted, we longed, and this morning we longed again. And for those of you where your stop loss didn't get hit, you should still be in the trade, in the Legends trading community. Let's see how this plays out. Right, nice to see everyone over here. Crypto Big Brains, welcome, welcome. Roman, hi Devil, waiting. 47, I'm honored to be, yes. Okay, oh, the spanner. I'm not sure who gave him the spanner. Right, nice one, mate. Not financial advice, Devil, the serial winner. Thank you so much. We don't win them all. I actually get stopped out quite frequent. It's just been a really great streak with good risk management the last couple of days and week or so, you know, just nailing trade after trade. Let's dive right in, legends. Let me just do this. Right, everyone can see my screen. Absolute crazy price action over here. The one thing I have noticed, do you guys remember, okay, when we were measuring this wave over here and we front run the 382. Okay, let me just make this thicker so everyone can see it. I like to use thin lines when I do trading because I'm able to snap the levels on perfectly. When the lines are too thick, I really struggle, but I make it thicker for you guys so everyone can see the lines at least here on the live stream. Do you guys remember, okay, when we front ran the 382? We had a beautiful bounce. We front run the 382 that everyone was waiting for. And then we had an explosion here to the upside. So interestingly enough, what I noticed, okay, is we front run the 3.8 level again. But, okay, this time we caught it. This time we were prepared. This time we were like, you're not going to catch us again, Bitcoin. Because looking at this fib over here, right, okay, let me just make it thicker over here. You can see that we actually tap the 0.618 to perfection when you take the fib from these lows to the highs. Okay, so we caught the trade. We caught the long trade here to the upside. Now the question is, how high are we going to go? And as per my update this morning, you know, I still said, you know, there's a possibility for a 1-2-1-2. It's not a high probable chance, but it's that glimmer of hope that can we still find momentum here to the upside? Because for most Elliott wave counters out there, right, when you tap the 0.618, because you're expecting a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so for most Elliott wave traders, they will argue to say that the 0.618 is an invalidation for a fourth wave. Okay, it needs to be something else. It's not a 5-wave structure, it's something else. And this is why I thought about the 1-2-1-2. The problem is this is also very long compared to this over here. You want to see a little bit of a balance. Okay, but I mean, it's not invalidated. It just gives it lower probability. So let's see how the price plays out here. Areas to watch for me at the moment as price is pumping here to the upside is this daily level at 60,890, give or take. It might be different depending on which exchange you use to do your daily trading on. Okay, so I mean, just a little bit of education. I mean, we longed over here, okay, and we took profits here by the 618 over here, and it actually got hit over the weekend. So some of the legends kept the trade open over the entire weekend, and then the TP got hit right here. And then we shorted over here. I see a lot of legends. I unfortunately missed the short here to the downside, but I saw the trading setup. I wasn't in front of my PC. And then we had a nice little dump here to the downside. And then this morning we longed this area together. Okay, nice little, I can zoom into the smaller price action. Let's go into the 15-minute. Okay, So what we were looking at this morning, and I have very often see this price action play out. Very, very, very often. So I actually want to go and use another example, right? So that you guys don't think that I'm just sucking this out of thin air. I'm just waiting for the price action to load up, because I remember so clearly where did that play out. It was during this structure, dump, pump. It was here somewhere. Can't remember where it was, but there's a perfect example. I think it was over here, legends. Let me rather go back onto the 15-minute. Wait for the price action to load up. Okay, nevertheless, I can't remember exactly where it was, but legends, typically what happens, okay? So let's look at this price action over here. We have a weekly level, okay? Weekly level, very important level of support. And when we came down and we started consolidating by this weekly level, okay? Let me zoom in here, over here. And we started consolidating, we tapped it, we moved away, but we formed bearish CVD on the local time frames. In the smaller time frames, we started forming bearish CVD. And I have seen this play out so many times, okay? The level holds, okay? That's the important part. The level is holding. You do get a small little SFP and you build bearish CVD. Definitely a chance where you go down, you grab the liquidity, and I told the legends, and we were actually live while this happened, and I said, legends, once you get acceptance back above, you long, okay? That is a long entry. And we also tapped the 0.618 there to perfection. When you take a FIP here from the low to the high, you can see we tapped the 0.618 to perfection. We got acceptance back above. And then some of the other things that I kept an eye on is, now I zoom into the smaller time frames, and there was two trends that I was tracking, okay? The first trend was, I actually took it out now, but I mean, it's going to get a little bit messy, but you know, we wanted to enter, right? There was a couple of trends that I tracked over here, right? From a simplicity perspective. The first trend was this one. I said, legends, when we get acceptance back above, right? That's typically where you long. I know it's a fast stop loss, but the gains can make up for it, right? And you also wait for the break of the trend. And we got that, right? And we claimed the highs. Beautiful trade here to the upside. Then we formed this bullish pennant here to the downside, which I kept an eye on. Nice little bullish pennant. And then we broke out again, right? And I longed there because I took some profits from this trade over here, in this area over here. Then I longed again, okay? And wow, then we got a nice little push here to the upside. And then what happened is, coincidentally, I saw that when you take a FIB from the high, as it's this high over here, okay, yes, or this high, let me see, it was this one over here, okay. So what I did over here is I identified this trade inside the Legends community, and I said, legends, take profits by the highs. You take profits by these highs, and you take profits by these highs because it has confluence with a 50% FIB level. So I wanted to keep some of the trade open for higher levels, and I accidentally closed my entire position over here, which I'm actually grateful for, okay? And then price just fell here to the bottom. And there was some local bearish CVD building up here in this region as well. So nice, you know, that's what I'm saying. Pump, dump, and then we also retested this trend line to perfection. Okay, when I connect all of these highs over here, bounced here beautifully on the trend, and now we're getting pumpy action here to the upside. And now you can see where we are currently struggling. Like we struggled by the 0.5, we are now struggling by the 0.618. Okay, the question is this a sign of strength? Is it building a bull flag for continuation to the upside, or is price slowing down and finding weakness like what happened over here? Okay, and for that I usually use CVD to show me the way. Just want to clean it up over here. Okay, so going on to CVD, what I then usually do is I did see with this dump here to the downside, massive dump here to the downside, we did form a higher low, but we made bullish CVD, okay, on white. Right, that's actually, let me just do this. On white, we made bullish CVD, of which the target is the high, which we've now claimed. Okay, so couple of trading opportunities over here, and you need to be you need to be on the ball. You need to have your eyes glued to the screen, because there was a lot of trading opportunities inside of this entire zone. I know a lot of the legends shorted over here. They rode this entire momentum here to the downside, and then we found strength. And you can also see market structure change, where you make a higher high, you have lower highs all the way, then you make a higher high and you make a higher low, right? And also when you take a fib from the low to the high over there, we bounce also at the 618. And then the CVD didn't really give us much inside of this region. Very confusing, a mix of bullish and bearish CVD, but a pump nonetheless. That's why I was watching the trend as a second clue. I was just watching the trend, and then we broke out and I closed my position over here. Okay, now we still held the weekly level, even with this dump here to the downside. You can see how beautifully we respected the weekly level over here. Didn't break down. Okay, and now we're consolidating. So the question is up or down, right? And then when I zoom into the smaller time frames on the 3 minute, I am now very interested to see, are we forming bullish or bearish CVD inside of this consolidation area over here? And at the moment, I'm seeing small little bearish CVD forming. Okay, you can see lower high on price, right? Can you guys see this? Lower low on price and CVD moving up, right? That's bearish, but I mean the target is this low. So price can claim the target and then continue back up because the low was taken. Okay, but if you are continuously falling down and you're making lower highs the entire time, and every time you get a pump to the upside, you're continuously forming bearish CVD, it confirms that price wants to roll over. Okay, so this is now what I'm keeping an eye on, because it would be strange for price to roll over here, but I mean, it was also strange for price to reject where it did at the 50% fib level mark. Okay, and then we had this huge dump here to the downside. It didn't hit an obvious level, so I am watching this daily level here at 60,889, and I want to see how it's going to react when we hit that level. So from a trading perspective, these are the levels that I'm currently watching, is to say the highest probable area for me for a short is getting weakness when we hit this daily level, where you'll still have a high, a lower high, a lower high, and then price starts to roll down. Okay, cool, legends. So I mean, from a shorting perspective, I want to see what's going to happen here. Also the 786 daily level, and you can see here at the weekly level, it doesn't mean that it has to tap it and just fall down, right? You want to observe the price reaction. You have time to make a trading decision. Most of the times, not always. I have seen where the price goes up, it taps it and it falls down. It does happen, but here you can see by the daily level, right? You had time to observe the price reaction. You had time to look at the CVD, right? You get that final wick to the downside, you get acceptance back above, and that is your long entry to the upside. So I want to see how price is going to react when we hit this level. Okay, ideally what I would also like to see is, if price finds the strength to move up here, do I see bearish CVD between this pivot and this pivot? Right. Thanks for the alpha, 𝗬𝗏𝗏. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you being here. Pablo, Adrian, legends, welcome, welcome. I good to be on the live session. Yes. Thanks, Elizabeth. I always see your comments in my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for sharing the love and all the questions. Hi, 𝗬𝗏𝗍, Azam, welcome to the live stream. Red Hat, hey, what's up with BTC? It's absolute crazy price action here with the price of Bitcoin. Okay, I'll be honest with you guys, what I like to see when you are forming bull flags. So if I go here onto the 1 minute time frame, what I really like to see when you start building bull flags, okay, potential bull flag over here, is that with each low, okay, you're forming bullish CVD. Right, I really like to see, because that gives me confirmation that when you take a trend and you draw your little bull flag, okay, that it increases the probabilities of breaking up. And at the moment, okay, I'm seeing bearish CVD, so I'm waiting for bullish CVD to build, hopefully against this pivot over here. Okay, so if price comes down, okay, do I spot some bullish CVD building, or is it just going to fall down and not give us anything? Just want to see where is that pivot. It's quite low, right? CVD has to fall quite low to start forming bullish CVD against this pivot. So this can definitely be a turning point. Legends, I know I'm highlighting, okay, an obvious daily level over here, right? But we have to acknowledge that when we look at what happened when we hit the 50% fib level, right, we just came smashing down. Now we're hitting, which is considered a more important fib level, the 0.618, and price is slowing down. So is it going to give us the exact same price action and come and reverse this massive gain that we've just made to the upside? Right, if you want to play a swing failure pattern on a fib level, by all means, with good risk management. I always say with any trade is a good trade with great risk management. Okay, not risking more than what you can afford to lose, and also, you know, having a tight stop loss for invalidation, and not adding to your position. When price does this, you start adding to your position and adding to your position, and then you have a big hole in your account because price found strength above the daily level. It retested it as support, and it's just continuing the momentum here to the upside. That's not how we trade. Okay, so with good risk management, I always say any trade is a good trade. Okay, obviously you need to have some analysis and levels of confluence behind your trade. Okay, you don't just try and short as price is pumping thinking that you're going to catch the high, right? You want to see price pump, you want to see price slow down. It's consolidating because the consolidation, okay, gives me clues as to whether I should long or whether I should short. This consolidation is going to give me clues of whether we are going to break to the upside or whether we're going to start falling down. Okay, and then come potentially and fill this entire gap over here again, right? As per the thumbnail, pump, dump, pump. It's just crazy price action here at the moment. And all we can do as traders is observe the price reaction when it starts slowing down to make that ultimate trading decision. Right, legends, down in the description, as always, is Bluffin under exchanges, right? No KYC required. You also get the biggest sign-up bonus. And I hope you guys did benefit from that 15% cash back. I think the offer is over, if I'm not mistaken. So for now, you now qualify for the $80,000 cashback bonus. So I'll just go and change this after the live stream. Okay, cool. I think we did come 9th place. So let's see how much money gets airdropped into our accounts for those of you that did keep their cash there, and for those of you that did participate in the Olympics competition. Let's see how much cash is going to be airdropped into our accounts. Okay, so I mean, ideally, even between these two pivots, I would have wanted to see some bullish CVD, and it's just nothing. It's just no bullish CVD here at the moment. Okay, right, let's see. But I mean, for me, legends, I have to stress from a trading perspective, this daily level is the ultimate level that I'm waiting for. Okay, has confluence here with the 786. Also, like the 618 was below the weekly level over here, and you can see how beautifully you tap the 618 and you get acceptance back above. So I wouldn't mind seeing price action that goes up. Okay, it consolidates, it taps the 786 and it gets acceptance back below, because then you know where to put your risk. Okay, I always say that if you do not know where to put your stop loss, you should not be entering the trade. So if I see price action like this, I know exactly where to put my stop loss. Okay, if you are trying to short while the price is pumping, where on earth are you going to put your stop loss? And I'm saying this because I see a lot of people get wrecked doing this. Okay, also, when we had this dump here to the downside, I knew exactly where to put my stop loss. Okay, you get recovery back above, and then, you know, off to the races you go. And if you left your stop loss here, you would still be in the trade up here. Okay, because I know where now to put my risk management. Right? Also, if you're shorting this area over here, you know where to put your risk. Okay, please do not try and catch a rocket to the sky, and do not try and catch a falling knife. Right? You have to wait for price to slow down. So a perfect entry over here would have been like, okay, we are back at the weekly level. You fall down and you get acceptance back above. Swing failure pattern, you know where to put your risk, and you could have ridden all this momentum here to the upside. Okay, smash up the like for the alpha over here. Right. I've gone through that. 𝗖𝗍 been going crazy. Yes, I see there's a lot of social hype around 𝗖𝗍 at the moment. It's absolutely just rampaging here to the upside. We can go and have a look at it in a moment. Okay. No, not cool. Not in the Netherlands. Okay. Let's go. Got stopped out longing so much time. I'm to call it a day. Yes, you know, sometimes if you get stopped out a couple of times, you just need to take a break. Take the dog for a walk. Go to gym. Just relax, reset your brain, because if you don't, you're going to start going into revenge trading mode. Right. Cool, legends. Let's go back here onto the 4-hour time frame. So, legends, we have to acknowledge, okay, let me just take the FIBs here out the way, just clean up the chart. Let's see where we are. Let's take the dailies. Let's work with a nice fresh chart over here and switch off the trend lines. Okay, I can actually delete that now. I don't need it. Right, legends, I mean, from a macro perspective, okay, we have hit critical resistance. So first thing is, when you take a FIB from the high to the low, you can see we have hit the 618, the biggest 618 over here. We have also hit the 618, okay, from this high to this low, we are now at the 618 over there, right? So one of the scenarios that can still play out is that we can have a one, oops, didn't grab my pen. We can have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I don't really like it because this price action did go into the territory of wave 1, but you could also argue that wave 1 ended over here and this is an ABC flat. Okay, so cool. But it did hit the 0.618, which I don't like. But it does, unfortunately, increase the probabilities that this structure to the upside could be corrective and not impulsive. Okay, because what you would have wanted to see is, when you take a FIB here from the low to the high, you would have wanted to see the consolidation stop at the 50% FIB level. Okay, and if it did stop at the 50% FIB level, I would have said it's now a high probability that you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, and we are most likely going to continue the momentum here to the upside. The fact that it tapped the 618, yes, there's still a chance to come an SFP here from the highs, okay, make a higher high over here and then fall down, but it looks more like a corrective structure and not an impulsive structure. Unfortunately, I just have to say that. Love me, hate me, it's just based on a game of probabilities, and that is what the probabilities say at the moment. Okay, so alarms going off here. XRP dumping. Okay, I'm tracking this momentum here. Also a bullish pennant here on XRP. I was tracking this momentum, watching the breakout over here. And I mean, Bitcoin needs to play ball for XRP to break out. Okay, to break out. Let's just go back here to Bitcoin. Right, legends. So, I mean, there is still the possibility, and maybe this is a little bit of hope still for us, okay, to form a triangle. Okay, where it can be seen as an A, B, C, D, right? A, B, C, D, E, and then you can have the breakout back to the upside. But basically, we're going to be forming a bigger triangle. Okay, there's still a possibility for the scenario. And sometimes you have a little bit of a fake out to the downside, you get acceptance back above, and then you have the true breakout to the upside. So there is still a bullish pennant that can play out over here, where we basically are going to consolidate inside of this area for much longer. Okay, and I'll be honest with you guys, if we do start consolidating inside of here and we start building a bull flag, okay, when we start building a flag over here, I will say, okay, maybe we have a chance of not coming to claim the low over here, where this is not an ABC, and we are now starting impulses here to the downside. Okay, so if we can stay inside of this flag, I would say, okay, it's building up steam, it's building up a spring, it's building up a spring, and then you have that explosion here to the upside, right? So we can be ranging here for a little bit longer. Okay, feels very much like Bitcoin is just being suppressed. Thoughts, crypto thoughts, suppressed. I'm not sure what you mean by suppressed. Mean being kept down and not exploding at the moment? Is that what you're saying? I mean, very much so. And I mean, obviously, from a trading perspective, it's quite simple for me. You know, when I have daily levels and when I have weekly levels and when I have point of controls and I have Fibonacci levels, like why we took the long year at the weekly level, okay, it's quite easy for me to make a trading decision. I don't care whether price is being depressed or whether it's being overhyped or whatever the case might be. I can take a long, okay, and then here we have another naked point of control and a daily level, and close enough to the 786 where we could potentially get another short or a trading decision. Okay, I don't want to say I'm definitely shorting the zone. I want to see how price is going to react, because I can tell you guys now, if I zoom into the price action over here by the weekly level, if we had high time frame candle closes below the weekly level, okay, and you left wicks to the upside, I would have shorted, right? Because this line to me doesn't mean that I'm longing or shorting. This line to me, depending on how the price reacts at this level, tells me whether I can short or long. Because if we had high time frame candles closes, like a 4-hour, 1-hour candle closes below the weekly level, I would have most probably shorted this level. And if I did spot some bearish CVD in combination with the price action that I see over here, I would have definitely shorted this level. But we got the opposite. We didn't leave any body closes below the weekly level. We got wicks to the downside, which is a sign of strength. And I longed, okay? Acceptance back above, tap the 618, I longed. So depending on how price reacts over here, I will decide whether I'm longing or whether I'm shorting. So these levels, to me, is a decision level. It is not a shorting level or a longing level. Okay, I just have to make that clear. But I mean, legends, it looks like we're getting the dump now here to the downside. Like I've mentioned, we did tap. Okay, let's go back here onto the 15-minute time frame. We did tap the 618. Okay, like what happened here by the 50% FIB level. You can take this bigger FIB out here. Take this out, clean it up. Okay, looks like we're getting the exact same price action. Okay, we tapped the 50%. I saw signs of weakness, right? Bearish CVD. You can see when I go back onto that price action, where was it? When we tap the 50% over here, right? You can see how you're making lower lows on price action, but CVD is moving up. Okay, and then we fell down as we hit that 50% FIB level. Now we tapped the 0.618, and again, price is making lower highs and CVD is moving up, even on white over here. So you have double confirmation on this one, of which the target was the lows, and now we got the dump here to the downside. And for now, I still don't, like, let me see, before I lie. Okay, let me zoom into this price action. Okay, we do have bullish CVD against this pivot building on both yellow and white at the moment. Okay, So we do have now at the moment bullish CVD between these two pivots, of which the target is the high. Right, so let's see how this plays out. If the price starts moving up here and we again get bearish CVD, right, before it hits this pivot over here, you can expect the low to be taken again, right? Okay, but as long as it stays neutral, it doesn't form new bearish CVD, you have a chance in this bullish CVD coming to play out and take the highs once again. And then I'm going to be observing the price reaction at this daily level. Okay, because I think if you're going to take the highs again, you're most likely going to come to this daily level. Right, we start blurring down now. Yes, waterfall upcoming. Definitely a possibility, legends, is that, you know, from a macro perspective, when I go here onto the 8-hour time frame, I know we are faffing around with the smaller time frames because we're looking for those trading opportunities. And I mean, when you start zooming out, okay, when you start zooming out, there was so many trading opportunities inside of here, like three trading opportunities that we took. We took the long up till there, we took the short down, and now we took a long back up, and potentially we can take another short down. So you can see that you could have had 3-4 trades inside there and had profitable trades with good risk management. So from a macro perspective, it looks insignificant. It just looks like a little bit of a consolidation area over here. Okay, but what is concerning from a macro perspective is, this is what I don't like. Okay, when I take a FIB, a trend-based FIB, so this one, fixed range profile, not trend-based FIB. Okay, we are currently still, and you can see how we got rejected. Exactly, that 618 level is exactly in confluence with the value area low of this entire range that we've been in. This is exactly where we got rejected. So for the people with less time that have 9-to-5 jobs and maybe they only have time to do 1 or 2 trades a week or a month, they will look at 8-hour, 12-hour daily time frames to place their trades, and they will treat this like it is the 5-minute or 15-minute chart. So what you would like to see over here is you really want to see price reclaim the value area low, okay, and flip it into support and hold it, okay, and hopefully you get some bullish CVD building up here, confirming momentum back to the upside. Okay, for now, and this is what's scary at the moment, is that we are still trading below the value area low. So this could have been definitely, okay, we have to just always keep an eye on both sides of the coin. You lose the area, you come back for a retest, and then you find continuation to the downside to come and claim the low once again. Okay, because the price action at the moment, where we are, from what we can see right now, is bearish. This is bearish price action. We have not reclaimed the value area low, and we are currently struggling unless, okay, future price action tells us we break through, we flip the area into support, and then we can say, okay, now, okay, we are making higher highs, higher highs, higher highs, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. It looks like the momentum wants to continue to the upside. Okay, but for now, we have a high and we have now a lower high over here. Right. Phew. Right. Quite interesting. I didn't even notice that level. You can see exactly where we got rejected at the value area low. Exactly. And that's currently where we're getting the rejection. It would be nice to form that bull flag that I've just highlighted. Okay. It would be really nice to form a bull flag over here, where we have a chance and we can come down a little bit lower. I mean, we'll only know once we take these lows where the pivot ends. It would be nice to consolidate inside of this range, build up the strength, okay? Because what I've also noticed, okay, from a trading perspective, is that when you are at resistance and you are consolidating, you're not losing the level. You're literally consolidating against the level. It builds up strength to break through, okay? So you're either going to consolidate, which will build up strength, or you're going to start moving down. Right. So legends, from a macro perspective or from a larger time frame perspective, where we are at the moment does look bearish. There's no denying and saying that it looks bearish. So we're still in a little bit of hopium that we're going to form some kind of a bullish structure over here where this is the low for now. Maybe we build a larger bull flag, okay, and you build up the strength to continue momentum to the upside, still making higher highs, and higher lows, okay. And right, coming back down here, you're starting to lose market structure. You have a high, lower high, and if you lose this low, you're starting to change market structure, okay, because now you're making a lower high. And if you come back up and make a lower low, or a lower high over here, it's not going to look great, okay. Right, but I mean, from a macro perspective, let's go here onto the daily time frame, zoom out even a little bit more. And I know that Andy has spoken about this as well. Let me just switch on this scenario. Is it this one? Yes. Okay, let's zoom out and take the fixed range out the way. Okay, we have to acknowledge that this structure is still in play, right? And even if we come back down and we claim the low, right? Even if we come and claim the low. So maybe a scenario that plays out is that we come and claim the low and we SFP from the low. That would be absolutely golden to SFP from the low. But I don't want to see us come and tap $43,000, 41. You want to keep the structure at a low. You want to see a higher low. You want to see a higher low, and you want to see a higher low to keep the structure intact. If you're going to start tapping here, this low over here at $37,000, if the price had to come down here and take this low, you're starting to change market structure to the downside. And we could be seeing a deeper correction to the downside. That's not going to be good for altcoins and crypto as a whole. Right, so I mean, we have to acknowledge for now the reason this scenario still carries high probability is because we did tap the 50%, the 382, and every time we make a low, we SFP, we get momentum to the upside. So depending on what happens in this structure, okay, this could be the low for now, where we're going to build that bull flag and then have a punch out to the upside. This would be absolutely great. Okay. Right, we hit the small time frame 0.5 retracement on Coinable, but not on Binance. Yes, I do. I know that not all of the exchanges always align, but you just have to trade the exchange in front of you. Okay, so let's go into the 5-minute time frame, see what is cooking over here. 50%. Are you saying, okay, FIB from the low to the high? We have hit the 50%. Definitely, okay. It's a great FIB level. I do like the 618 more. And the reason I like the 618 more is because it has confluence with all of these highs that can provide support. Remember, when you have a FIB and you're looking at a FIB for possible bounce, you always have to look left, okay, to see what the price action did in the past. And usually when you have nice consolidation areas like this, they do provide nice support. So the 618, okay, has nice confluence with the highs over here. So definitely a bouncing area, but you could make that lower high and continue, and maybe this will be the bounce that takes us to higher levels, right? Because you have stronger support. Okay. Yeah, 786 is kind of like, it's in the middle. It could be the point of control. Let's go check it out. Okay, so if I take a fixed range from this entire consolidation area, let's see, point of control, value area low. Okay, you do increase the probabilities, always a game of probabilities. The 618, I also like that it has confluence with a value area high, because as soon as you get acceptance back inside the value area or this range over here, you increase probabilities that you can come and fill the entire gap over here. And that's more or less, okay, in alignment with the 0.88. And if you're going to tap the 0.88, you increase the probabilities of coming to take the low. So you really want the bounce to happen in this area, preferably by the 618 above the value area high over here, so that you don't get acceptance back inside of this range. Okay, so you want the bounce to happen here, and it's fine to leave those wicks behind, and hopefully we spot some bullish CVD, right, confirming continuation here to the upside. Cool. Well, if we do not fix back test now, we will be back here later in the bear market. So what do we want? Well, if we do not fix backtests now, so are you saying that, you need to backtest your strategy? Yes, always, always, always a great idea to backtest your strategy, right? But I mean, legends, I've gone through the trading scenarios over here. I've showed you why we longed, why we shorted at specific areas, what you need to look out for. And I mean, this beautiful long here, we entered the long over here. We took profits here by the 618, right? Nice little week. And I see the community over the weekend played the short here to the downside, beautiful short. And then we longed again, right? By the weekly level. And now the question is momentum going to continue here to the upside? 1, 2, it really looks corrective. This structure really looks corrective to me. I could be wrong, but that's why we have levels to watch. Let's go through a couple of altcoins. What do you guys say? Go through a couple of alts. Scalp on the fly. Do you work this way with automated info on screen? 𝗬𝗍𝘆𝗽, can you show us the chart you use to scalp on the fly? Do you work? Yes, I use this chart over here. Bitcoin, Tether, USDT, Binance, Perpetual. This is the one I use, okay? And the reason I use it is because it has the highest amount of volume in the world. I like to trade a chart that has the highest amount of volume, because then the levels, the daily levels, the weekly, the point of controls has better confluence and they get respected way better. Okay. Sweet, 𝗬𝗍𝘆𝗽, let's do it. Mr. Crypto Big Brains, I know you're scanning through the comments and you're letting me know. Let's go through 𝗖𝗿𝘆𝗽. Let's use 𝗬cie to do some 𝗬ie, okay? I have noticed, just quickly before I jump into 𝗬ie, that it looks like 𝗬cie is nibbling here on a very long downsloping trend, and it has found support here by the bear market lows. Okay, just saying. Let's see how this plays out. 𝗬ie USDT. Okay, so this is the talk of the town. If it can actually select it, that would be great. Oh, that's 𝗬cie. 𝗬ie. Let's go. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It's breaking out. It's breaking out. It's breaking out. Let's see. Okay, couple of trends. Why is my trend up there? Let's do this. Okay, that was the trend that I was tracking. Okay, so I mean, it's pumping. If you want to FOMO, by all means. If you have a risk management strategy in terms of FOMOing into trades, by all means, right? I would rather get into a trade during a consolidation area that shows me strength over there. And if I go into the 15-minute, let's see if there was a trading opportunity inside of this zone. Okay, because not all altcoins give you those beautiful trading opportunities. Yeah, I mean, this was not an easy one. If you're a scalper and you like to use the one-line trend strategy, there was a couple of trend lines that broke out here to the upside. Okay, not an easy one, especially this last pump here to the upside. So what you could have done is you wait for the consolidation, you wait for a trend to form, and this one you would have been stopped out, but then you try again, and then this one would have sent you here to much higher levels. That's actually a really nice pump here to the upside of 22%, just playing the breakout here on the 15-minute time frame. So what I'm trying to say, legends, is that I don't FOMO into trades. If I see, on the 1 hour and higher time frame candles, it looks like one candle to the upside. Okay, but when you zoom into the smaller time frames, okay, you can see, okay, 𝗬ie is breaking out. It's showing strength. I want to be part of the strength. You have to be patient. You have to wait for the consolidation areas and see if you can go and apply the one-line trend strategy that I speak about in my tutorial in my YouTube channel. Okay, so I mean, this one, you could have still take profits when you take a fib from the low to the high. You just need to know where to take profits. Okay, so definitely, if I was trading this, I would have most probably taken profits on the way up over here, protected my position, and if I get stopped out, I lose nothing. And then with this one, beautiful trade, okay? Nice little pump. You take profits here by the highs. The retest didn't come back into the trend, which is a bullish sign. It's most probably the 618 taking a flip from the low to the high, 618 bounce over here, and then you just ride the momentum here to the upside until you see weakness again. And still, it is at for now, it's still making high highs over here, so it can still, you know, continue here, and then you wait for the range to form to go and apply the one-line trend strategy. Okay, but I mean, from a daily perspective, it's just a no trading zone. Okay, do you want to enter here and speculating that we're going to go to higher levels? It's not my trading style. Okay, where do you put your risk management? Where you're supposed to put your stop loss is below the low. And you have to ask yourself the question, well, are you prepared to take a 57% knock if this trade turns against you? Because you're just FOMOing into a trade. Are you prepared to take a 57% knock? I'm not, right? Also, when you take a fib here from the high to the low, we can take this one out the way. Okay, we have smashed through the 50% fib level, and as we always know, okay, the 618 areas can provide some resistance. So if you're FOMOing into a trade over here with a 57% stop loss, okay, you might reject here by the 618 and come and retest the trend. Okay, this to me is a better trading setup. You wait for the retest of the trend, and as long as it stays above trend, you know that bullish continuation can continue to the upside. Right, where you're changing market structure, you have a low, you have a high, you broke the high over here, so now you have a higher high, you want to form a higher low for continuation here to the upside. Okay, I'm very patient, and this is what I did on XRP as well. You know, for those of you that's been following me for a while, you know, I don't care if I miss the pump, because I know with patience, I'm going to get the retracement, right? Do you guys remember XRP? Devil, you missed the trade. A trade which I highlighted, and a lot of people made money here to the upside. And I told everyone I'm waiting for the retracement. I want to see market structure change. I now see the high. I want to see a lower high. And this is where I entered for XRP. Okay. Now what I'm watching for a potential add to my position is I am now watching XRP. Okay, we're either going to break out from where we are right now, either, you know, definitely a possibility, and that's why I'm tracking this pennant, but also I'm acknowledging that we can come and fill the inefficiency over here. So when I take a fib here from the lows to the highs, okay, the 618-786 level looks juicy to me to add to my spot bags, because I did add a little bit here. But what I would like to see is a high, a lower high for continuation here to the upside. And let's see how we break this trend, because we might front run it. Okay, Bitcoin needs to play ball, all right? If Bitcoin's going to dump over here, the alts are going to fall with it. Right, what else? What else? Follow the trend. Yes, yes, very well explained. Thank you so much. Hey man, can we check out Vanry? Yes, I can go and check out Vanry. Link, Fantom, and 𝗬cie. Okay, let's do, what was that one now again? Let's do Vanry. Let's do Vanry here quick. I'm going to use the 𝗬cie one over here. Vanry, I think I have you here. Veracity. Okay, it's going to be easier for me just to search for them. Nope. Vanry. There we go. Oh, it's here in my green list. Just missed it. Okay, cool. So, right. So, I mean, the trend that you are watching, or the trend that you are waiting for on the daily time frame, is you're waiting for the trend to be broken. And at the moment, I'm not seeing any market structure changes. So from a spot bag perspective, you need to be a little bit more patient. I can see that we hit a nice little fib level, okay, 786, which is regarded a maximum fib level for a bounce to the upside. So you want, if you want this to be a 1, 2, an explosive third wave here to the upside, you want the 786 to hold. This has to be the low, okay? If you're going to lose the structure over here and come here, dance around the 0.88, you increase the probabilities of coming to claim the lows over here. So for the bulls, you want this to be the low. And you want this structure to carry us out and break trend over here to continue momentum here to the upside. If you're a patient trader, you'll wait for the break, okay, because it can definitely be a rejection. Right. Obviously, like I said, any trade is a good trade with good risk management. So that's basically what I'm seeing here on the price of Vanry at the moment, is that still need to be a little bit more patient. Let's see if we can see anything on the smaller time frames. Okay, well, I mean, for now, the structure still looks good. You have a low, you have a higher highs being formed, you have higher lows being formed. So if the structure can continue with higher lows and higher highs being formed, for now it looks like it could come here to the trend for a nice trading decision. But you want this to be the low, okay, for Vanry to have a chance, okay, for nice bullish momentum here to the upside. Right, so quick and dirty here on Vanry. Let's go and look at Link. Someone asked for Link. Okay, I am personally very bullish on Link. From a larger or from a higher time frame perspective, I'm very bullish on Link. And I am tracking the momentum here on the smaller time frames. I'm here in the 1 hour. This is the breakout that I tracked. I did actually play this breakout over here just from a day trading perspective. And my risk management is amazing, so I don't mind. Let's see if it can find the momentum here to the upside, right? But I mean, Bitcoin needs to play ball. But regardless of the smaller time frames over here, I don't really enjoy trading, day trading altcoins. I really don't like day trading altcoins, but I do love swing trades and more specifically spot trades on altcoins, because when I zoom into the 3-day time frame over here, okay, this is where things become really interesting for me. Okay, do you guys see why this is so interesting for me? Because when I look at the entire structure of Link, okay, since January 2019, okay, this is the current structure that I'm watching, and I've done the Elliott wave counts over here, is to say that this can definitely be a possibility for a macro one. We have just completed the macro 2 over here, and you want this wave that we formed here and where we are busy correcting at the moment to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to then complete a 1, 2, 3 here to the upside that can take us to, I'm just being conservative over here. It can take us to around about, let's say $200, but $100. I'm seeing $100 Link, okay, by the end of this bull cycle, if the bull cycle continues, right? And this structure is still very much intact, and I do have a clear invalidation to invalidate this structure. Invalidation is at $4.72. That's the invalidation for the structure. So for now, until it's been invalidated, it is still valid, right? I suppose. And you can move up your invalidation slightly higher by the 0.618. But the one thing that I like from a macro and from an investment perspective, this is my trading strategy, but from an investment perspective, it looks great. We had a massive pump here to the upside. We are now here at the 618 level at $8.73. And I do acknowledge that we can still come down to $6.60, which is the 786, and also regarded as usually the maximum target for a second wave over here. Okay, so you can move up your invalidation if you want. That's just, to me, the hard invalidation, to invalidate the structure entirely, right? So if I can scoop up a $6 Link, I will be very happy. But I have started nibbling here from a spot bag perspective, still expecting, okay, $100 Link, and maybe even a little bit higher. Because, I mean, third waves can be very explosive. It can go to the 2618, 3618. We just don't know, right? So this is the macro structure that I'm looking at for Link. And I mean, if the structure does play out, this structure I'm anticipating will only finish in the year 2030. Right, so this is a multi-year structure that can still play out here. So we can go and complete the third wave here to the upside. Let's say we do reject here. It can be a long downwards momentum. Then you have another explosion here to the upside, and then you have the bear market. Everyone is losing faith, bear market, and then you have another final wave here to the upside. Okay, so I mean, looking at this structure, which in my mind is a conservative bullish structure, there are more bullish structures that's more aggressive than this. I like Link from an investment perspective. It looks like it's one of the few altcoins that's showing tremendous strength where the bullish structures have not been invalidated. Okay, but as always, I do have risk management. I know exactly where my hard invalidation is. If Link breaks below this invalidation, I know that, okay, maybe it's time just to cash out and take a breather and see where this goes before I start adding again. Or I just leave it, right? Because most of my spot positions don't have stop losses. It's where I just add and add and add and add, okay, for the long term. Because, I mean, we're talking about 2030 over here, right? So let's see. Right, Mina. Let's go and look at Mina. I also have a spot bag of Mina. I think it's a great fundamental project. Mina, let's go. Okay, the ones here in orange, no financial advice, are some of the ones that I've recently added to my spot bags when we made that low here to the downside on Bitcoin. So when we made this low, okay, on Bitcoin, when we made this low over here, this is where I added these orange coins to my spot bags. Just added a little bit. Some a little bit more, some a little bit less. But I mean, for me, it was just a great opportunity to buy the fear. There was so much fear. I just remember when Bitcoin was trading over here, there was so much fear in the market. And my rule is I need to buy up the fear. Right. And if you guys would like to come and trade these coins with me, bluffing, under exchanges, no KYC required. And right, that's where I do most of my trading. Also, Bybit, 20% reduction in fees when you use this link. And 𝗖𝗿𝘆𝗽𝗫, right? There's 𝗖𝗿𝘆𝗽𝗫. One of the lowest fees exchanges at the moment. Okay, so let's go and look at Mina protocol. Right, for the legends. I just want to zoom out here. Okay, so what I like about Mina. Okay, and this is just purely technical what I'm showing you guys over here. It's not because I feel like it. It's not because I am biased in a certain direction. Is I do like the fundamentals around Mina, and this is why it's inside of my spot bags. And from a technical perspective, okay, it does look great that we are inside a bullish pennant. Okay, we are inside a bullish pennant, and it looks like Mina wants to break out over here when you zoom into the smaller time frames. But it's not guaranteed. It can still come down, bounce here at the bottom, and then break out. I don't know, but I do like the structure. I like that we have found so much downwards momentum inside of a bullish pennant, and we have found support, right? You can see we have found support. Really, really strong support. At the bear market lows, we have found support. So this is why I am starting to add Mina to my bags. Okay, so then when I zoom into the 4-hour time frame, okay, please guys, no financial advice. Please do your own research, right? Trade with good risk management. And when you zoom into the smaller time frames over here, you can see Mina is attempting to break a very long downsloping trend here for the first time. It's trying to break out over here. So will the momentum continue? I don't know, but I bought some over here, right? And if it is a fake out here to the upside and it finds downwards momentum, I will buy a little bit more. That's just part of my trading strategy. I buy the fear. And if we break out over here, okay, then at least I have a Mina bag and I'm just going to ride it to the upside. Okay. So part of my trading strategy is that every time there's fear, I add. There was lots of fear over here, and if we get here down here again, I will add again. I buy when there's fear, and I sit on my hands when the euphoria kicks in, right? And then there's always that question, crap, I should have bought more. Or if it goes down, crap, I should have bought less, right? It's always that conundrum, but at least I do have a Mina bag, and I'm just going to ride it here to the upside if it does successfully break out from where it is at the moment. So please guys, for me, this is a spot trade. This is an investment trade. This is not a day trade. Okay. Financial advice noted. Right, let's look at Fantom. I see there's also a request for Fantom. Mr. FTM, where did I put you? Right, am I going to have to go and search for you, or are you right in front of me and I just can't see you? FTM USDT. Mr. Fantom, let's go. Go into the daily. Okay. So on the lock scale, it doesn't look that bad, but on the regular scale, it looks horrific. Okay. So legends. On Fantom, right? We tapped the 786 to perfection. Okay, 786 was tapped to perfection. When you take a flip from the low to the high, the 786 was tapped to perfection. So if you are a bull and you want the structure to be bullish, we've actually tapped the maximum target over here. We can still come down and then tap the point of control, okay, which is not the 0.88 anymore. So if we do SFP here from the lows, right, you want to see an SFP. You don't want to see us tap the 0.88, and you find support here above this point of control, which where is the most volume was traded. But the low could be in here for Fantom. Now what you want to track is this momentum here to the downside. Okay, we do have some significant resistance above. And that actually needs to be red. Okay, so for Fantom, from a daily perspective and an investment perspective, you want this structure to be bullish. You want to see a 1, 2 maximum target and a 3 here to the upside to come and take this high, and I mean even go to higher levels. If I take a trend-based FIP here from the lows to the highs to where the low is at the moment, wow, can we see a $6.4 Fantom? Right, so if this is indeed a bullish structure where you have a high, you have a higher low being formed over here, you have hit a maximum second wave target, and we are going to get a third wave here to the upside, there's usually considered a minimum target at the 1.618, which is at $6.4. Okay. From where price is right now, that is 1,700% gain to the upside. But I mean, the low here needs to hold. That is the critical thing. Please don't get overexcited and just go and throw all your money in and sell your bed, your mattress, and your wife trader in, whatever the case might be, right? This area needs to hold, because now when I speak a little bit about bearish scenarios is that we have acceptance back inside the range. Okay, and usually when you get acceptance back inside a range, you increase the probabilities that you're going to come down to the bottom, right? So you really want this low to hold, and you want to see a bounce by the point of control to confirm bullish continuation here to the upside. And I just have to highlight, from a bearish case perspective, there is still a chance for us to lose the structure, and then we have to build a new impulsive structure back to the upside. Okay, but I have just explained to you, we have hit a maximum target if you want to see some bullish momentum here from the price of Fantom. Let's zoom into the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so tap the 786 here to perfection. So for the bulls, you want this to be the low, right? And even if you SFP, you want to SFP, you want to grab the liquidity below, you want to SFP, and you want to find acceptance back above. Breakdown, retest for continuation to the downside. You really want to see this level hold over here by the 786. And right, and for now, the structure also looks bullish. You have high, lower high, higher high, higher high, higher low, right? You want to see market structure change over here. And then we still have this resistance that we need to break through. So, I mean, one scenario could be that you find a rejection over here, you make a higher low for continuation here to the upside, breaking the trend that we're keeping an eye on. But I mean, for now, based on the current price action that I'm seeing in front of me, it looks great. Okay. If we're going to start breaking down here to the 0.88, I'm going to tell you guys it's not looking so great anymore. It looks like the bullish structure has now been invalidated. Okay. Right. So Fantom, I think it looks great. It's still in bullish structure, not like some of the altcoins that's lost the structure completely. It looks like it can rock and roll here to the upside. And no financial advice, but I mean, this is typically where you want to start adding from an investment perspective, or where I would start adding from an investment perspective, especially, you know, when you hit fear levels like these. Right. Cool, legends. That is unfortunately all I have time for today. Have yourselves a super day. Enjoy the evening. I hope you guys enjoyed the alpha. Please smash up the like on your way out. Hit subscribe if you're not a subscriber to the channel yet for those future notifications. And until the next one, cheers for now.